Hello YouTube, welcome back. This is Jumpstart Your Weight Loss Series. Today the subject is going to be more along insulin resistance. I've been doing a lot more research about this because this is something that I suffer from, and from my understanding it's a lot of things that other people suffer from as well and they don't know. But as you can see from the title, it says if you have trouble losing weight, watch this. Okay, so the purpose of this video is for me to give you an understanding of how you understand weight loss and what we've been taught and what actually works. If you've been following me, you know that I don't count calories. I don't do portion control, and I also don't track my macros. I don't do that. I eat what they would call intuitively. I listen to my body. I learn my body cues. I know when I'm full. I know when I'm hungry. I know when I need certain things because I've been doing this for a while. So I intuitively know what I need. The reason why we haven't got these videos yesterday, because usually I record the previous day before. The reason why I didn't make the video is because I've been losing weight consistently, but I still been taking my blood pressure medication. So I had to experience something before I realized it's just a habit for me to take it. I've been taking it since I was 19 years old, and this is something that I do on a daily basis. The reason why I wasn't able to record yesterday is because when I took it, it dropped my blood pressure. It dropped my blood pressure so low to where I felt weak, and I really couldn't, focus on what I was doing, and I wasn't in the mood to do pretty much anything. I did some light cleaning around the house. I was supposed to work out. I never actually got the chance to work out because I didn't pay attention to the fact that I needed to start monitoring my blood pressure before I actually take my medication and going to see my doctor and speaking to her about changing it or reducing it or whatever it is I need to do, because I've changed the way I eat. So my blood pressure is possibly normalizing. I didn't take it today. However, I do plan on checking it to make sure it's at a normal rate before I actually take the medication. And I'll probably be checking it periodically throughout the day. You don't want to check it back to back. I do have a blood pressure device that can check my blood pressure. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I noticed, I had to backtrack. I was like, I did feel like this when I woke up, but all of a sudden I started feeling this way. I had already ate, so I wasn't hungry. I had been drinking my water, drinking my fluids, and there was no reason for me to feel like that. I hadn't even worked out. So I could backtrack it to the blood pressure medication. So this is how I intuitively know my signals and my cues when I'm not hungry and when I'm thirsty and when I need electrolytes and when my blood pressure high. I listen to my body. So these are things that I learned over time. But please like, share, and subscribe. Share this video, comment, let me know if you have any questions. But today we're going to discuss insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a hormone, and it is created when we eat. The reason why I don't count calories and I don't track my macros is because it's unnecessary. We know exactly what to eat and what not to eat. And when you learn about insulin, you know what spikes it. And me being insulin resistant, this means that I have, if you had these water bottles, you're supposed to be on empty every day, pretty much, or close to it. Because what happens is every time you eat, there's a little bit more insulin. We're going to say this water is insulin. So my insulin like this, I got too much. Which means every time I eat, it adds to it. Let me give you a brief example of what I mean. You eat breakfast, you get some insulin. You eat lunch, you get some more insulin. But during the process between breakfast and lunch, you do metabolize it and burn it off. I got water on me. You do metabolize it and burn it off. So we gonna say you burnt that off, right? You eat dinner or a snack, some more insulin. You eat dinner, say you eat a high carb dinner, because certain things spike your insulin more than anything. So let's say you eat refined carbs and sugar. You had a piece of cake. There's your insulin. If you space out your meals a lot more than normal, I'm how my old nose is. If you space out your meals and you don't eat within a certain window, you don't have a cutoff time, and you eat right before you bed, your insulin is high. During the time that you sleep and during the time that you rest, the insulin is slowly go down. Say, burn about this much. With dinner, you burnt that off while you were sleeping, but you still got this much insulin. If you eat again when you get up and you eat, say, you eat some cereal, you eat some Lucky Charms, that's refined carbs and sugar. It's your insulin. You see how I added on to the insulin you had from yesterday? Because I didn't say you worked out. You worked out. You use your insulin when you work out. You burn it off through activity. You burn it off throughout the day. But if you're putting the wrong things in your body, you can end up with this. And then if you, over time, this is more insulin, and this is more insulin. So what happens when your body has a whole bunch of excess insulin? Your liver produces fat. This fat, it starts to accumulate. It spikes it's the hormone that spikes fat storage. So when you have a lot of excess insulin in your blood, it'll start to deplete again, but all this extra insulin is going to turn into fat because it's trying to kind of compensate for all the insulin you put in your body. This is just me when I was eating the wrong things and I was spiking my insulin and it was out of control. I kept gaining weight. Everything I ate went straight to my butt. Everything I ate went straight to the weight gain. So this is what we need to understand. Calories have nothing to do with it, basically, but it's basically the same thing, because if you think of insulin as calories, this is a lot. You get a lot of calories for food, but when you think about it, it's not calories, because the insulin is what you produce when you eat certain things, and if this insulin is not burned off, it is stored as fat. So all of this is stored as fat, and we start over again, and we keep pouring and we pour. And if we keep pouring in the wrong stuff, it's going to start to overflow, and this is what happens to the liver. The liver overflows, and it can no longer metabolize the insulin. It shuts off, and it just stores fat. So this is the problem with insulin resistance. So when you still eat the carbs, the white potatoes, you still eat the rice, you still eat the refined sugars and carbs, you still spiking it. It spikes higher with refined carbs and sugar. Your body doesn't metabolize the sugar. It goes straight to your liver, where your liver turns it into fat. It turns into insulin and it turns into fat. What doesn't spike your insulin? Fat. Protein, it spikes a little bit. You can't eat too much of protein. But what people don't understand, when you pair it with the right foods, you will not overeat. You will shut it off and you will stop. When you eat vegetables, it doesn't spike it. I eat fats, meats, and vegetables. I eat meat for the protein. I eat the vegetables for the fiber to keep me regular for my digestive system, to provide me with the vitamins, that the meat doesn't provide. The meat provides vitamins too. But when you're insulin resistant, you can't absorb vitamins because you got too much insulin in your body, and your body is trying to normalize and balance itself out. That's why it shuts out the signals to burn off the insulin, because you've overflowed it with the cereal, the chips, the cookies, the pies, the cakes, the potato salad, the macaroni and cheese, and all of these things that serve no nutritional value. Refined carbs are empty calories. And it doesn't matter if you portion out the cereal, the high sugar cereals, if you portion out the macaroni and cheese, you cut back, yeah, you'll see some difference, but then you still, I didn't see, I cut back and I did portion control and I tried to count my calories, and none of this worked until I ate meat and vegetables and complex carbs like sweet potatoes and stuff like that. But I even cut that out. I just ate meat, vegetables, and healthy fats so I could lower my insulin because I know that it wasn't spiking it. And you know what I do? I eat oatmeal. And I eat the oatmeal early in the day, and then I burn off those carbohydrates, but those good because it has fiber and it has protein in it, and it keeps me regular as well with the fiber from the vegetables. But I burn this off throughout the day, and then when I get home, I exercise and I burn off the rest of the insulin. And guess what happens when you burn off the insulin? You begin to burn fat, because now you burnt all the insulin you ate for the day, so now it turns into burning the fats. This is what happens when you do keto. This is why keto is so successful. We don't want to sacrifice to get the results that we need. But it's simple. Do not eat the things that spike your insulin. Eat the things that keep you balanced. And as long as you're balanced, you'll burn it off. And as long as you burn it off, you won't keep putting on weight. And belly fat is a clear indication of insulin resistance. This is why I work so diligently on burning the fat and reducing the fat in my stomach, because this is on my liver, this is on my pancreas, and this is what helps you to burn off the insulin and work out the insulin. But I hope that was a good enough description for you to understand. This is why I don't count calories. And this is important for you when you try to go on your weight loss journey, that you got to cut those things out. Small in moderation, it don't cut it. At some point, you're going to have to cut those things that are not good for you completely out if you want to see great results. And this is why I've been able to maintain and do the things that I have done in my weight loss journey. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'll go into a deeper understanding of insulin resistance and how it affects us. But I hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And this is the nutrition part of my Jumpstart weight loss, if I didn't say it in the beginning. Like, share, subscribe, comment. And again, thank you for watching, and I hope this is helpful for someone who is trying to lose weight.